Ah, ok, ok.
Sí, está como 2013 por ahí.
Ah, bueno.
Es que ahorita después
Sí.
sí, después que, pero tampoco, ya, como yo le digo a mi hermana, tampoco yo que va, porque
Ujú,
para mandar basura para allá, mejor aquí que la torre,
claro.
porque hay gente que quiere vivir unos lluvias que no es para nada.
Sí.
El doctor me contó ahí, el doctor ese que murió,
Mhm.
yo le dije que el doctor que la vida del trasplante dice que un hombre grande llora y que yo ahí
Mhm.
podía trabajar con él porque es la criptonita que me dio hombre.
Mhm.
Y no tenía ni este que puro mariconde.
Oh my god. Estoy grabando aquí, voy a hablar un poquito aquí en el video. Espérame. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. So we're doing scalp micropigmentation. Our client here, he actually had about three hair transplants prior. He had FUE and FUT. Basically, he has a scar in the back of his head from ear to ear, and he also have FUE, which is the technique that they take hair per hair, or hair follicles at a time. Um, so what we're doing today is basically, since he had three hair transplants, we're adding density with SMP. SMP, as you guys have seen here, I mean, it's essentially a tattoo. It's a hair tattoo, but it's not quite a traditional tattoo because we go into the epidermis and a little bit onto the dermis area. The pigment that we use is very light, and the depth is superficial. So the color doesn't change because we actually look into the skin complexion of the client, and we also modify and neutralize the pigment so the over so that way the pigment doesn't change over time. The great thing is that he has hair, so I mean the hair that he has is going to be protected by the sun somewhat. However, he still has to wear hats, and eventually, protect it from the sun. Overall, it looks good. This is the second session. I mean, we've done one session prior, and every time we do a session, it's gonna look denser. This is a procedure that's been in the industry for quite some time now. I would say about 20 years. It started back in '06. People in England started doing SMP, and then it became really popular over there, and it came to the US somewhere in 2010. Um, the first clinic opened in the United States was in Texas, and then after that, it just spent over New York, California. Our companies were the first one that opened up here in North Carolina. So we've been doing SMP for over 10 years now, and we've helped thousands of people dealing with hair loss, people that had a transplant prior, then feel not satisfied with the surgery. So this is an alternative to enhance the hair transplant. So all these hairs that you see here is from the transplant. It looks really good. It looks natural. However, since his hair loss is really is severe, it doesn't cover the whole area. So SMP complements a whole lot. If you guys know anybody who are suffering of hair loss or who has questions in regarding to hair transplants, we also offer hair transplants here in our clinic. However, this client that you're seeing right now in this video hasn't done a transplant with us. Yeah, this is just his first full visit with SMP only. We offer treatments and we also offer hair transplant surgery. And we looked at every case and we actually uh, do a consultation according to the expectation of every single person that comes through us, and to also understand what the outcome is going to be. Um, One of the things that I recommend is, don't look into somebody else's case and depend that you're going to look just like them, because a lot of times that might not be the case. We're located in Greensboro, North Carolina. Our location is 529 College Road, and we would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, you can always look us up on Google, on YouTube. We have a lot of videos of transplants procedures that we've done and SMP procedures. So feel free to search. Feel free to do your due diligence. And if you have questions and want to speak to one of our specialists, we will be glad to take the time to do that. Right now, the way how I see how you look at it, it looks it always gonna look darker right off the bat. But once the procedure is healed, when the procedure is the remaining after 2 3 weeks, it's gonna lighten up about 20 to 30%. So every time we always have to add more and make sure that it looks natural as possible. Yeah, the black dots that you see, those essentially is going to heal. They're gonna go away because once it heals, that's actually the outside of the skin. What's gonna remain is gonna be what's gonna be inside in the reflection of the pigment with the skin of the client. So black dots are that's just the access pigment. So yeah, so just to kind of clarify that what you see, that's not how it looks when it heals. It's gonna look a lot lighter. It's gonna look a lot more natural. And the reason why you see it like this, because you see it in up close, but once you look at it from far away, it looks way natural, and nobody can tell that they have SMP done. So he could shave his head, because what we're creating a 5 p.m. shadow. So to whoever mentioned that he won't be able to shave, that you're actually wrong. You can actually shave your scalp, and it's gonna look like a 5 p.m. shadow. It's not gonna look bald. So he has both options. He could remain his scalp shaved. I mean, he can actually let his hair grow, or he can shave his head if he wants to. But for somebody who already invested more than $30,000 in transplant, you probably he won't want to shave. So, and the transplant hairs are permanent; they're never gonna die because hair loss does not affect the transplanted hair. If he tends to lose more hair, that would be his existing hair. So this procedure works for shaved look and also for density. That's incorrect. If you have SMP, and let's say later down the road he wants to do another hair transplant, um, it actually going to complement and it's not going to damage his hair follicles. It's not going to damage the look of the SMP. It goes side by side. So if you go to my Instagram account, I actually do have a lot of people that has had SMP and hair transplants. and I am one of them. I've had a beard transplant and SMP on my beard, and it works really well. It goes alongside, and it looks really natural. A lot of people that I meet, they never could never tell that I had SMP on my beard and neither a transplant. And that's the ultimate goal, is to make sure that it looks realistic as possible. Obviously, right now I'm showing the work, so that's why you're seeing the difference as I go. But once the procedure heals, once the procedure is, you know, it's set and settled, you will not know this person has SMP. For a lot of people, think that losing hair is just, oh yeah, you're losing hair, just shave it. But you have to think that it has a lot to do with just how you look, but it's just physical. It actually has a lot to do about your how you feel about it, what you're going through, and self confidence as well. So this is a procedure that helps thousands of people dealing with self confidence. Once I got this procedure done on myself, definitely gave me back my confidence. It boosted my self esteem, and it definitely um, made me feel great. You start taking care of yourself more. You start, um, once you engage with the public, and once you talk to people, you can tell the difference of the way how people treat you. If you guys can go to my YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Also, make sure that you can go to on my channel. There's a lot of testimonials from my clients, and they'll tell you how they felt during the process. They also will tell you how they feel after the procedure. I have quite a few testimonials on there, so you guys feel free to subscribe, check them out, comment, like this video. Yeah, he just had 3 hair transplants, so he's not seeking to do more because he would actually lose. Um, they would over harvest the Donna area. I don't want that, so that's why I don't recommend doing another session of hair transplant, because his Norwood scale is actually, his hair loss is really severe. The Norwood 6, so a combination of SMP plus transplant is definitely going to be the best option for him. If he does another one, it will probably be somewhere from 500 grafts to 1,000 grafts. That's gonna probably give him quite a bit of density at the front, maybe the middle part. But I wouldn't do another one, to be honest, just because 3 sessions of transplant is definitely a lot. Yeah, we're just making it look thicker by adding density with SMP, um, pretty much concealing the scalp exposure. There's actually a product that I also recommend alongside with getting density, that will make his hair thicker, and he would have to actually keep his hair dry. You get out of the shower, and a lot of people like to wear hair gels. I wouldn't really recommend hair gels for people who are thinning, because your hair will look a lot thinner when it's wet versus when it's dry. Also, for somebody that's thinning, we offer a topical product that's really good for hair growth. It's Microfy. I'm gonna try to figure out how I can add it on here. That if you guys want to buy it, you guys can. Also, you guys would like to get more information about scalp micropigmentation, you also can go to our website and request a consultation, and it's totally free. Um, we will request some pictures. We could do a virtual consultation or in-person consultation. And this is what I tell everybody: if you're dealing with hair loss and it bothers you, there's solutions for you. If you're dealing with hair loss and you're happy with just shaving your scalp and keep moving and you feel great and it doesn't affect your self-esteem, then so be it. Don't spend your money. But if it's something that's been there, that's a struggle, that's where there's options for you to look into, and want to make sure that you look for procedures that's going to look natural, that it's going to be undetectable, that people are not going to know that you've had done, and something to you. So that's essentially what I like to my advice to a lot of people, because I see a lot of people in here that say, "Oh yeah, you shave," but in reality, like, you don't know what I go through, especially on a daily basis. And SMP definitely is one of the solutions that can help. That has helped thousands of people. That could help me. Um, just to kind of tell you guys a little bit about myself, like, I've been dealing with hair loss since I was turned 19 years old. Back then, I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the knowledge that I know now about hair loss, and so pretty much, like, I love doing what I do because I actually am able to help people understand, depending on what stage of their life they are, because I meet people from all over, um, all ages, people that are just now suffering of hair loss, people that are suffering of hair loss for over a decade. So there's different ways of approaching each case. So yeah, you just want to make sure you talk to somebody that knows, and that offer you different options. Because if you're just looking for one specific solution, you're gonna be limited to see what options and what alternatives you have according to the expectations that you're looking for. This is similar to microneedling. It does actually have the benefits of microneedling, but we're implementing ink, we're implementing pigment into the scalp. So it actually does create blood flow like microneedling. So that's why, some of the questions that I received a while back, like, oh, is it gonna hurt or is it gonna affect the follicle? And the answer is no, because just like microneedling, that's essentially what we do when we are performing scalp micropigmentation. Yeah, good. That's a great question. Make sure you guys like it. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. This is actually my first month here on YouTube, sharing my ideas, sharing some knowledge, and I can't thank you guys enough, because um, we were actually able to meet and show these videos of this procedure to more than 1 million people already. So your support is important to me, because this actually can help thousands of people. Tony, this is actually scalp micropigmentation. This is a form of a tattoo. It's not quite a traditional tattoo. However, um, that SMP is specifically for hair. The cost, it depends. We have, it could be somewhere from, on the hundreds. It could be all the way to thousands. It just depends on how much hair loss you have and how many sessions you do. So if you want to know a specific cost, feel free to send me a message, and I'll be glad to talk to you. The consultations is free. Oh yeah, the relationship that I have with my clients, agreeing to be on stream here, it's amazing. That let me do that. So That tells you that this procedure works. That tells you that this procedure is, the real deal. And as you know, I'm doing it live, guys. So as you can see, it doesn't really hurt, and I can make it pain free for some. So once again, subscribe, like this video. It doesn't cost anything to like this video and share it. Share it to those that needs it. We're doing scalp micropigmentation. We're simulating hair follicles into the scalp, concealing the hair loss. This is considered one of the last resources for those who have done treatments, for those who have done transplants. Um, this is the last resource, because there's nothing else that works but SMP. So, and that's one thing that I like to do guide my clients. Like, if you're now suffering of hair loss, there are other solutions that you could do first prior to doing SMP. It's like anything; it has its advantages and disadvantages, and depending on your case, you can make a decision upon what's gonna be more beneficial to you. My client here had 3 hair transplants prior. Um, so the transplant does work. Um, Hair transplant is it's a surgery that does work. However, um, because if you look at the hairline, like, all this is a hair transplant. His hairline it looks good, but when you're dealing with hair loss, there's not a cure for hair loss. So the more you age, the more thinning your hair would be, and the more hair loss you could experience after transplant if you don't take any medications or if you don't do any treatments afterwards. So, for some people, they tend to experience more hair loss after the fact. So, since my client already done 3 hair transplants, obviously that, essentially you're gonna run out of donor area, and he just wants to conceal his scalp. That way he doesn't look like, you know, balding. So that's why he decided to do SMP instead of another session of a transplant. Because you got to remember that a hair transplant is just hairs that are taken from the back, but they also take in consideration the hair that was there. But if those hairs died after the fact, like, there's nothing you could do but to do another session. So it's not that the hair transplant did not work. It's that the patient lost more hair after the fact.